Now, in this evolution, will there be more efficiency, which is what is desired? And this is why I ask this, because some of these distribution companies are said to be in debt and have been taken over by banks. So what difference would it make if they are reassigned to states?
Okay, good question. The issue always is whether a centralized system where there's so much power at the center controlling so many things, it will have sufficient capacity, sufficient finances to do that. Now, for me, that's the fun of federalism. In a federal system, each state does have, is given the powers, the opportunity, the right, the privilege to do as much as it can possibly do. For weaker states, you will then have the federal government still supporting them. Now, if you have states that can encourage private participation and are attractive enough and have sufficient technical capacity and people who can actually do the job, yes, it would make sense to just have one company in that state, or a few other companies if you have independent electricity distribution networks that are being governed or regulated by a regulator for just that state. Unlike a system where you have a behemoth doing so much across various states. So I think, going back to your question on privatization, I think privatization was a good thing, but in hindsight, maybe we could have done it differently. You understand? But you'd always have that. It's when you've done it, you've seen the issues that you can then begin to analyze the issues. So it may lead to more efficiency in some states. I do not think every state will succeed. I think some states are assuming it's straightforward. It's about just building power plants. I think it's much more than that if you're going to have an electricity market. And I think most states should have a retail market than even looking at what will be the wholesale market. But you can have those debates. So I think it could lead to, in some states, but not in every state. And I don't think it necessarily solves all the problems. I think it may be a part of solving the problem to an extent, and to an extent only. Because liquidity is always crucial. If that's not dealt with, like if consumers don't pay, if you have illiquidity, if you have tariff issues, then it wouldn't solve the problem still. If people don't invest, there's need for new money in the sector.